Everything began with a single file. Case number 39. Alara Knox, a social worker, believed she had seen it all. But this case was about to drag her into a nightmare she could never escape. Alara had worked with broken families for years, facing abuse, neglect, and cruelty. Yet nothing compared to the disturbing whispers surrounding young Miranda Vell. The first time she saw Miranda, the girl was frail, her eyes full of sorrow. Something in her gaze unsettled Alara. It was as if the child carried secrets too dark to name. Miranda's parents, Victor and Helena, seemed cold, detached, their behavior suspicious. Alara's instincts screamed that something was terribly wrong inside that home. One night, the truth revealed itself. Alara arrived unexpectedly and witnessed a horror beyond imagination. Victor and Helena were shoving Miranda into the kitchen oven. The door slammed shut. The flames ignited. The child screamed, trapped inside. Alara's heart pounded as she called the police, desperate to save the little girl. Detective Rowan Hill and his team arrived in time. The oven was opened, Miranda dragged out, coughing and terrified. Her parents were arrested on the spot. Everyone thought Miranda had been saved. A helpless child rescued from cruel parents. Alara felt proud, convinced she had given an innocent girl another chance at life. But the nightmare was only beginning. Alara, moved by compassion, accepted temporary custody of Miranda. The girl now lived under her roof, silent and watchful. Strange events followed almost immediately. People who crossed Miranda's path met gruesome ends. At first, Alara dismissed the coincidences, but soon, denial became impossible. Isla Creed, Alara's closest friend, spoke harshly to Miranda. Days later, Isla was found dead, her face twisted in terror, as if she had seen something unspeakable. Colleagues began to suffer the same fate. Detective Hill himself reported strange visions before his sudden death. Fear spread, and Alara's world collapsed. Alara pieced the horror together. Miranda wasn't a child at all. She was something else, something ancient, feeding on fear, pain, and despair of anyone near her. The revelation struck Alara like a blade. Victor and Helena hadn't been villains. They were desperate parents trying to rid the world of their monstrous daughter. By saving Miranda, Alara had doomed herself. The child she protected was the very source of the terror spreading through her life. Every night, the dread grew worse. Shadows whispered. Nightmares bled into reality. Alara saw the faces of the dead, their mouths screaming in silence. Miranda only smiled, calm in the chaos. Desperation pushed Alara to act. She realized no one else could help. Miranda controlled minds, twisted truths, made allies vanish. Isolation was complete. Alara devised one last plan, to destroy Miranda herself. She lured the girl into her car, heart pounding, praying this would end the nightmare. They sped down a deserted road. Miranda's voice shifted, crying, begging, then turning monstrous, threatening. Alara gripped the wheel, refusing to brake. The car plunged into the lake. Water swallowed them, glass shattering, metal twisting. Alara fought to escape, leaving Miranda trapped in the sinking vehicle. One night, Alara wakes to a strange sound. A soft tapping echoes down the hallway. She follows, heart racing, finding Miranda standing in the dark, staring at nothing. Alara calls Miranda's name, but the girl doesn't respond. Her lips move silently, as if whispering to someone unseen. The air grows colder around them. When Alara steps closer, Miranda's eyes suddenly shift bright, unnatural, like reflecting silver. The whispers stop, leaving heavy silence that feels alive. The next day, Rowan warns Alara. He says strange accidents follow Miranda. A teacher burned herself in the kitchen, claiming Miranda made her do it. Alara tries to ignore it, telling herself Miranda is just traumatized. But unease grows. Every reflection in the house seems to show shadows moving closer. At night, Isla calls Alara, panicked. She hears strange voices over the phone. A child's laugh mixes with a deep growl. The call cuts off suddenly. The next morning, news breaks Isla is dead, found drowned in her own bathtub. Alara's stomach sinks. Miranda only smiles when she hears the news. Alara confronts Miranda, asking if she knows anything. The girl tilts her head, eyes cold. People leave me when they stop caring. Don't stop caring, Alara. That night, Alara dreams of fire. She sees Miranda inside the oven again. But this time the girl is smiling, pressing her hands against the glass calmly. She wakes gasping, sweat soaking her sheets. From the corner of her room, Miranda's voice whispers, "It wasn't a dream." Alara freezes in terror. Rowan visits again, saying both parents insist Miranda is evil. He looks shaken, confessing he sometimes hears her voice in his head. Alara denies it, clinging to her duty. But Miranda's presence grows darker. Lights flicker, doors slam. Objects slide across the floor when she walks. One evening, Rowan's car bursts into flames. He barely escapes alive. His last words to Alara, "Get rid of her before she gets rid of you." Alara grows paranoid. She avoids mirrors, hearing whispers in every shadow. Miranda only grows closer, calling her mommy with unnatural sweetness. One night, Alara finds drawings under Miranda's bed. Crude sketches show people burning, drowning, screaming. In every picture, Miranda is smiling. Alara confronts her again, demanding the truth. Miranda laughs softly. "I choose who stays. I choose who suffers." Her voice no longer sounds human, desperate. Alara searches old case files. She discovers reports of other children like Miranda, foster homes destroyed, guardians dead mysteriously. The files suggest Miranda is not a child at all, but something ancient, wearing a child's form. Alara trembles, unable to accept it fully. That night, Miranda stands by Alara's bed, whispering, "You're mine now." The room grows ice cold. Alara can't move, paralyzed by unseen force. Miranda strokes her hair gently, smiling like a mother. "Don't ever leave me," she says. Alara lies frozen, realizing she is trapped in something inescapable. Alara drives to an isolated dock at night. Miranda silent in the back seat, the child's eyes glowing faintly with unholy fire. The storm rises. Waves crash violently, wind howling like voices of the dead. Alara's hands shake as she forces Miranda onto the boat. Miranda grins, her voice layered, echoing, "You'll never be rid of me." Shadows swirl around her like serpents. Alara slams the throttle, pushing into the heart of the storm. Rain lashes the boat, lightning painting Miranda's face monstrous. Miranda shrieks, her voice breaking glass. Alara locks her in the cabin as shadows claw at the wooden walls. Alara pours gasoline inside, her hands trembling. Miranda roars, her voice shifting between a child's scream and a demon's growl. With tears in her eyes, Alara lights a flare and throws it in. Flames roar instantly, consuming Miranda's twisted form. Miranda screams one last time, the sound monstrous, then silence. The cabin collapses as fire devours everything. Alara dives into the black ocean, swimming desperately as the burning boat sinks behind her in a thunderous explosion. Coughing on the shore, Alara watches dawn break. The storm calms. No whispers remain. Miranda is gone forever.